Hello and welcome to Women of Influence podcast. Hi, I'm Jaylen with the J Group Real Estate Team.
The Great American Speak Off.
One of my favorites.
Good morning, everyone. As VP of Sales at High Ticket Teams, Miss Dana Barnett helps businesses rapidly recruit and onboard commission-only sales professionals while cutting hiring costs. With a proven track record in scaling teams and driving revenue, she's built million-dollar divisions and launched nationwide sales networks. Beyond business, Dana is a dedicated mom and nonprofit strategist, balancing leadership with family life. I am honored to welcome Dana Barnett to the show as we dive into smart hiring, scaling, and sales success on today's Women of Influence podcast. Welcome, Dana.
Thank you. I really appreciate being here today. I'm excited.
You're most welcome. So I'm like, apparently I need more coffee, trying to get my words out. So Dana, you've built and expanded multiple businesses from the ground up. What are some of the most valuable leadership lessons that you've learned along the way?
Oh my gosh, that's quite a question. I would say you have to rely on your team. Like, you can't expect to do everything on your own. I will admit, I am one of those people who, I often have the feeling if you want something done, you have to do it right, and you have to do it yourself in order to make sure that it's done right. But the big trick with that is being able to rely on your team to understand that you have people on your team who are not only willing, but they are capable, they are smart, and they have the best interest of your business in mind as well.
Yeah, so don't be a solo agent out there. And, I'm hearing the word delegation is key, right? Don't think that you are the only one. And I'm quite guilty of doing that myself. I'm like, I can do it better than anyone else. I'm just going to do it myself, right?
Yes. And my husband would agree that I have difficulties doing this.
Would you say you're a little bit of a control freak, Dana?
On a good day, a little bit, yeah.
Like,
on a bad day, it's much worse.
Yeah, so a little bit of just kind of letting go and trusting that your team, like you mentioned, they are capable and they do know what they're doing and they're going to take care of it. So you don't need to worry.
Yes.
Trust
and let go.
That's right. Let go and let God, I like to say. Yeah. So let's dive into women in sales and leadership.
Yeah.
Sales and leadership roles are often male dominated. What challenges have you faced as a woman in this space, and how have you turned them into opportunities?
That is definitely a very layered question. Mainly, my sales experience originated in the aquatics industry. So specifically commercial aquatics. So think swimming pools, but anything that the local health department has jurisdiction on. Your hotels, your fitness centers, municipalities, high schools, universities. And the aquatics industry is definitely a very heavily male-dominated field. And it's still, to this day, it's still a very male-dominated industry as a whole. And it's been really interesting and especially also eye-opening to work as a female in an industry like that. I will tell you, I used to work for Hayward Holdings, which is a large international company that is a manufacturer of commercial and residential swimming pool equipment and parts. And I was the first female on the entire commercial sales team when I was a rep for them.
Wow, you go, girl.
So it's been a great experience. In the last couple years, that was many years ago. In the last couple years, there's been a lot of expansion and reaching out of just supporting women throughout the industry. And there's been a couple groups have done that. We've started having some women's conferences dedicated to women in the industry, kind of building each other up, doing leadership skills, and especially networking together as women in the industry in order to not only support each other, but to help support any women coming up in the industry, people who are young.
Yeah, that's great. So not only are you a woman in business, you're also a mother of four, right? So how do you balance a demanding career with your family life?
Yeah. So I have twin boys who are age 7. You talk about the control freak thing. When I had them, I had to let go of so many things I thought I would have control over. Because when you have 2 children at the same time, it just doesn't work that way. And then I am also blessed to have 2 stepchildren, 13 and 10. And so we're very busy, and it's balancing travel, it's balancing time with each of them, balancing their activities, and it's definitely challenging yet fulfilling.
That's awesome. So any advice that you would give to other women also navigating this dynamic?
Lots of wine. But seriously, it's super important to have a good partner who supports you, and you can work together in order to get everything done, not only personally and for the children, but also professionally. I would say that's probably the biggest key. Yet again, you can't do it by yourself.
That's awesome. So, Dana, let's dive into a little bit about what you're doing in your current role. Can you talk to us about that?
Absolutely. So my current role is Vice President of Sales for High Ticket Teams. And what High Ticket Teams does is works with businesses of all sizes to recruit commission-based sales reps at a fraction of the time and cost of traditional recruiting. So if you think about it, traditional recruiters take a percentage of the salary of the position that they are hiring for. In commission-based sales, especially 1099 sales, there's no base sale to take a commission off of. And so we kind of have spun the recruiting idea in order to reach out and to be able to fill this void within the recruiting arena, that we can help hire for those 1099 positions that a lot of recruiters won't touch because there's no financial return on.
Well, what would you say the biggest challenges companies face when they are trying to build a high performing commission only sales team? Like, and how can they overcome them? I'm hearing there's a lot of frustration and struggle out there.
There's a lot of frustration and struggle. Starting in the beginning, just with complete fatigue of hiring. You get tired of receiving resumes of unqualified people. You get tired of spending the hours and hours that it takes to sift through all these resumes, schedule phone interviews, schedule either in person or virtual interviews. It takes a lot of time. And I've actually been doing a lot of research lately, and I've found that on average, it takes almost 100 man or person hours in order to hire one person, one sales rep. And it's just hours and dedicated time of your staff of just sifting and scheduling and talking to potential applicants. And it's hard. And then on top of that, you end up not being able to source the right people that you're looking for. It's been interesting looking to see where companies are looking to source. And you think Monster, ZipRecruiter, Indeed, things like that. LinkedIn is very underutilized in that arena just because of the cost prohibitive nature of using it, that a lot of these companies end up going to Craigslist or even smaller little sites like that because they're trying to save money while hiring these 1099 reps. In the grand scheme of things, 1099 reps are often used as a kind of startup company because they can't afford to give sales reps a salary at this point. So they're earning their commission, kind of paving their way. And a lot of these places just can't afford to use the big job boards.
That is just bananas. I'll say insane in the membrane. So would you say that you take a lot of that heavy lifting off of the owner of the company? You do like the sifting through the resumes and kind of narrow it down to the most qualified, legitimate candidates?
Absolutely. So we can either do it with you or we can do it for you. And so to do it with you, what we would do is we would help you create the most attractive job posts that you can create, post them on our numerous resources that we have for sourcing applicants. And then if you wanted us to do it for you, we would not only do the job board, but we would manage the job board. We would do the first 2 rounds of interviewing for you and essentially just put a qualified candidate for a meet and greet on your calendar as a either thumbs up or thumbs down. Yes, I want to hire.
Yeah, I don't know about the rest of y'all listening, business owners out there. I'm like, seems like kind of a no-brainer to me. Like, let somebody else do all the heavy lifting so you don't have to give yourself brain damage, right?
Yes. Yes. It's a lot of work. And some of these, especially smaller companies go through so much wasted time and resources just trying to build their teams. And so that's what we're here for. We're here to help.
So, what key factors would you say that businesses should focus on to scale efficiently without overspending on recruitment? I know we kind of touched on this a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's hard to do on your own. So if you think about you're a smaller business, you're kind of 1 or 2 people running what you would consider your internal HR, it's very difficult to be able to go through the mountains of potential applicants that you could get. And then if you think about it, you could end up whittling almost half of those down just because they're unqualified. And the challenge with that is not only are you wasting time, and then you're actually wasting money too, because you're paying someone either an hourly rate or a salary rate to do that activity when you could be skipping all those steps and moving forward at a more efficient pace. And so that's what's great about what we do here at High Ticket Teams is we have the ability to sift through those resumes and only interview and only give you the qualified applicants who have met your criteria. And every job posting criteria is different. Every business owner has their own custom listing. So everything is done individually, it's managed individually, and it's taken care of and cultivated individually because no 2 job postings are the same. And so say you use a sales rep for a roofing company. One roofing company's job ad is not going to read the same as the others. So everything is done custom according to the business owner's needs.
That is really cool. So what types of businesses typically do you work with? Or is it just literally any type of company that hires 1099 salespeople?
Yeah, so we can really work with anybody who hires 1099 commission-based salespeople. A lot of the companies that we are working with now are home improvement brands, as I mentioned, roofing, decks, cabinetries, even carpet and flooring. There are pool companies that we are working with. There are multiple franchises that we are working with as well. That, like I said, anybody who needs to hire a 1099 sales rep. We actually have a really cool testimonial that we just released. about an insurance company.
Oh,
So we've
really?
been hiring for insurance reps and have essentially won in the last quarter of last year. They won the growth award through their company. So it's been really cool to see and watch some of these companies grow and flourish because they're being able to not only hire the reps they need, but reallocate that time and money that they were wasting before on better resources.
That's great. So I'm just curious, this question just popped in my brain while I was listening to you. Outside of helping companies recruit or hire on 1099 salespeople, does your company, High Ticket Teams, does it also help companies with, let's say, like you mentioned, the insurance company to attract those agents to their company?
Yes, they do. And so what's cool about the insurance companies is they are probably one of the more strict companies as far as their perfect applicant. They want someone who already is insured. They want someone who is licensed. They want someone with X years of experience. And so not only does it help them qualify applicants, but it helps bring them into their applicant pool that they normally wouldn't see. And so it attracts applicants to them. And then also, as they're building their sales team, they have the ability to attract customers from that. So it's a little trickle down.
Got it. Well, speaking as a 1099 contracted, I guess not really an employee, but 1099 salesperson, I'm in real estate, but I'm also a licensed life insurance person. And I know for myself, like just going onto LinkedIn, and you tend to get kind of like things pop up in your face. You're like, ooh, what's that? I'll click on that. So
Right.
I ended up landing at an insurance company, I don't know, about a year and a half ago or so, specifically from like one of those job ads that popped up on LinkedIn.
Right.
Is that how you get the majority of your applicants, is through one of those type job boards?
Yeah, absolutely. So we utilize LinkedIn the most. Indeed second, and then kind of ZipRecruiter, Monster, everyone else a little bit below that. So what's really cool about High Ticket Teams is we have a package with LinkedIn that allows us to use 5,000 job post seats. So what we do is we use those job post seats for our clients, essentially renting them out like hotel rooms. And with that, we are able to not only post the job posts that you need, but post multiple posts in the same geographic area. So say you have a job that's restricted to Indianapolis, Indiana. We can post the job in Indianapolis. We can post the job in Bloomington. We can post the job in Carmel. Several job posts in the same geographic area for someone who would be able to commute within a reasonable distance to gain you extra optics and keep you at the top of the list of visibility on LinkedIn.
That is so cool. So I would say, y'all, don't try and figure this out on your own. Leave it to the professionals. Like, give Dana a call.
Absolutely. No, I would love to help. And
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed my time here at High Ticket Team so far. It's been really cool to meet all the different customers. You know, being in one industry most of your professional career, you're kind of stuck to the same customer profile. And it's been really interesting to just meet different people and to see the different industries that are out there. One of the jokes I get all the time is people don't realize that aquatics is an industry, that there's an entire business behind it. They go, oh, I guess there does have to be someone behind the pool. And I feel like I've been doing that on the other end now with other industries. And so it's been fun to explore and just fun to meet different people.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be fun and like very eye-opening, right? So, Dana, this has been such a powerful conversation. But before we wrap up, I'd love for you to share one final piece of advice for anyone looking to build a high-performing sales team or scale their business effectively.
Yeah, absolutely. I think patience is the key. And And when it comes to doing what you're doing as far as recruiting, and then if you truly want to scale and build a business, ask for help. Definitely reach out, ask for help, use all the resources you could potentially use, and know that it's possible, that if you have this dream, you can literally build it with your sales team. If you want to expand, if you want to have this lofty goal, set the goal and then figure out how you're going to get there. Set the goal first and then figure out how you're going to get there. Take the steps along the way. Hire someone like me to help you hire your sales team, and then reach your goal. But always set your goal first and never forget to ask for help.
Build it and they will come, right?
Yes. It's all a field of dreams.
I love it. And for those of you who want to connect with you, learn more about your work or work with you, where's the best place for them to find you, Dana?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am on LinkedIn, and they can also reach out to me through email. My email is first initial last name, so D Barnett at highticketteams.io.
Thank you, Dana, for joining us and sharing your expertise. If you found value in this episode, be sure to subscribe, share it with a friend, and leave a review. It really helps get these conversations to more people who need them. And to all of you listening, keep striving, keep leading, and I'll see you next time on Women of Influence. Until then, take care and keep making an impact.